Good Saturday, August 7th. We have been looking at smoky skies for at least the last 24 hours. And if you are in the foothills and the Sierra, you've been seeing this a lot longer. This is in KYBURZ off of 50 near Twin Bridges. And you can see how much smoke is out there. This is still pretty far away from the Dixie fire. It's further enough away from the river fire to where you shouldn't see that extent. But the winds all shifted in 24 hours ago, bringing in a lot of that smoke for the foothills, the high Sierra, and even into the valley. So thank you so much, Fred Page, for sending that photo. And let's take a look at where these fires are located. The Dixie fire, now the third largest wildfire in California's history, is still burning, and that is bringing in a lot of smoke for the foothills and the valley spots, as well as the high Sierra. The river fire is a little bit more under control right now, but still trying to get that further under control as we start moving into hotter temperatures this week. Now, what I want to show you is that we're looking at the Dixie fire now burning 434,813 acres as of Saturday morning, only 21% containment. The containment has actually gone down a little further now. They've actually had to do back burns on this fire to make sure that it's not going to impact some of the neighborhoods, some of the cities and near Chester, as well as we're starting to get a lot of the fire getting very close to some other towns now, that they want to make sure they have the fires that they're near under control. They don't want them to become bigger wildfires. So more burns being prescribed closer to areas that could be detrimental for major town wipeouts, just like we saw in Greenville. So this is a huge mess they're dealing with here with the Dixie fire. It exploded about 5 days ago in size. We saw it down to about a little over 230,000 acres. It was at one point 14th largest wildfire, and it just boomed within about 4 days to where it is now, the third largest wildfire. Let's talk about the river fire. This is 2,600 acres, a little smaller, but very close to the town of Colfax. And just about 48 hours ago, we saw people running from this area. It was actually on Wednesday as this thing started really blowing up here. A lot of people evacuating the area of Colfax, and now we have it at 48% contained, so that we just need to get this more under control this weekend. We do expect the winds to start slowing down as we move through the week, which should help out. The temperatures, unfortunately, are going to heat up, but if we do get a lot of this cloud coverage associated with the smoke, that should reflect some sunlight to at least keep it cooler in this vicinity, so wildfire and firefighters could get a handle on this. Let's talk about the growth here. The Dixie fire growth, many homes are threatened with this. We saw Greenville just completely destroyed. We've been seeing images coming in off Main Street, but again, now the third largest. And a lot of these, you take a look at them, SCU Lightning Complex, the LNU Lightning Complex, we know they're associated with lightning, although they still say under investigation for a lot of these. Lightning has been one of the biggest causes of wildfires. Yes, PG&E has some sort of affiliation with power lines in situations like that where transmissions blow, things like that. And we are expecting to see more wildfires as we start heating up through the years to come associated with lightning strikes, because monsoonal moisture that came in this season pushed its way north, created unstable weather conditions, so much so we kept getting more lightning strikes. Last year, the lightning strikes were more associated with the coastal range. This year, we're starting to see more of them in the Sierra. Not to say that there aren't any in the coastal range. There are fires burning there, just not to this degree. Now, the Dixie fire here, we do know PG&E did say that, hey, we might think this might be associated with one of our lines. So that's still being investigated right now, and it's under investigation. August Complex, Mendocino, that's 1 and 2, and both we're looking at within the last few years. We have 2020, 2018, 2021. Take a look at the next three there, number 4, 5, and 6 sitting in 2020. 2020 was a big year for us. We thought, hey, this is going to be one of the biggest years ever when it comes to wildfires. But what we're actually looking at is, yes, they're detrimental in size as well as burning acreage. You can see it there with the numbers. But this year, in fact, we have double the amount of fires burning than we did last year. They just haven't gotten, out of control the way some of these have gotten in 2020. They're also looking at the Thomas fire with power lines associated with that, December 2017. The Cedar was the human-related one, 2003, as well as Rush there. That was a lightning fire. So a lot to look at when we take a look at these numbers and we talk about how hot it is, the drought conditions we're dealing with. The drought is a leading factor at this point. We're already in year 2 of drought. that we're looking at the driest conditions we have ever seen. This is on par with 1976 and 1977's year drought, where this is the driest ever. The difference between this year and 76, 77's drought is we're actually warmer in temperature than they were. So that brings in a whole new issue here when it comes to heat, handling these wildfires, as well as dealing with drought conditions. Let's take a look at the cities of Chester, Westwood, Greenville. You see Greenville was taken over by the fire. Chester, they are holding on tight. Some areas, yes, did get some wildfire flames. Buildings here also did burn. But we are seeing that for the most part, they're pushing it out as much as they can, trying to hold the line there. As the fire continues to shift its way toward the northeast, this is going to continue. We may not see this fire out for a month or two. That's also because of the high pressure system that has been rotating in this position for about a month now. That rotating high rotates clockwise. As it does so, that pushes a lot of the air to the northeast, and that's where we're seeing the direction of the fire heading. That's also the direction we see a lot of the smoke heading. So areas, I'll show you in just a bit, are going to start seeing some dense air quality concerns there because of all that wildfire smoke heading in their direction. Now, we will start to get some of the Delta breeze moving in through the Delta, and that's been helping us out a little bit this morning. But you can see the green areas near San Francisco pushes in. We start to get better air quality. Really, the further out you get toward the coastline, better air quality, more inland, foothills, high Sierra, the worst air quality you're looking at. As of Friday, we saw pretty bad air quality in Sacramento. It was unhealthy. Now we're going to see unhealthy for sensitive group air quality today. And again, that's because of the Delta breeze. Let's talk about the smoke forecast. As we start looking at areas around the Delta, notice how it expands and cooler air starts moving in. That also moves all the way up toward Redding as we move into Sunday, 9:30 a.m. But we're looking at still pretty bad air quality for the foothills and the high Sierra. Unhealthy air quality continues there. The line seems to be right around Auburn south, that we're still looking at decent air quality, unhealthy for sensitive groups. Everyone else still in unhealthy zone. But then from Sunday to Monday, you start to get better improvements. So you're looking at a lot of that wind pushing in, starting to spread the pollutants out. Unfortunately for those in Nevada, they're going to be getting all the wildfire smoke, as well as areas further north, Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, Colorado, all going to be dealing with all of our wildfire smoke. So it doesn't just affect California. We talk about this climate change issue and the drought conditions. Everyone is affected by the wildfires, if not just getting the smoke. So take a look. These are the bad air quality zones. Idaho into Montana getting a special weather statement saying, hey, you may be getting some of the smoke there, as well as areas of Wyoming into Colorado. So we do have a lot of areas that are going to unfortunately be getting our smoke. Let's talk about the next coming days here. As the smoke and haze lingers, we're still going to get the unhealthy air quality. As I mentioned, we will get that gradual clearing, especially as we move every day into the week. The triple-digit heat does arrive next week, so we're sitting in the upper 90s as of Saturday. We drop in temperature on Sunday, and then it is on after that. We'll be pushing 100 degrees from Tuesday on. Now let's take a look at what we're looking at when we talk about our conditions. The high pressure system still sitting and it's circulating here. We do have a little mini low just offshore that's doing just enough to bring in some air and spread out some of our pollutants, some of that bad air quality. And then the jet stream just kind of cuts right into areas of Oregon and Washington, dividing some of that moisture further north. The high pressure here will begin to build across so many states, and that's what's going to create that triple-digit heat that we're going to be feeling for the next week. All right, let's take a look at our air quality. Things clear out. We even see the coastline start clearing out as we move from Sunday to Monday. We get a little clouds just offshore. Otherwise, everyone's still looking at sunshine, clear skies continuing for the most part, unless you're going to be dealing with some of that wildfire smoke. Then you may have some overcast. Otherwise, we are looking at winds around 10 to 12 miles per hour in the valley, 21 in Fairfield. But look at the difference here from Auburn, Placerville, only about 5-mile-per-hour winds, just not enough to push out the smoke. They're still dealing with some unhealthy air. It's going to make a little bit of a glow. It's going to have orange skies there. And then moving into Monday, everyone starts to slow down from the valley and foothill areas all the way to calm conditions for the high Sierra. This is some good news and bad news for firefighters. The good news is we don't have rampant winds, erratic winds pushing through here, so at least that helps tame the flames a tiny bit. The bad news is you have a lot of the pollutants sitting in place overhead. It makes it hard to breathe, makes conditions of visibility lower. And then another good news with this is you have all of that sitting in place. It reflects the sunlight off of the haze, the smoke that appear to be clouds, but they're not, and it reflects the sun away, which keeps that zone where the fire is a little bit cooler for firefighters. Meanwhile, valley spots that are clear will be feeling the heat with triple digits. So we do have some good news, bad news associated with all of that. And Earth always tries to even itself out. It's always trying to find that common balance when it can. 93 in Angels Camp, 91 in Arnold for Saturday. Auburn looking at 97, a little bit warmer there. We are seeing some of these zones here and the foothills that are going to be getting a lot of that haze, so that's going to keep a lot of the heat in as well. Taking a look at our high Sierra, mid to upper 80s, and for the Bay Area, if you're headed there for the weekend, you're looking at close to 70 from San Francisco to Oakland, 75 Vallejo, 95 in Antioch. The San Joaquin Valley a little warmer here at triple digits, upper 90s to triple digits in the Sacramento area on Saturday, and then a very nice drop off on Sunday at 92. After that, enjoy your Sunday. That is it. We're getting in the upper 90s to triple digits from Tuesday on, and those triple digits continue into the following week.